What is up, YouTube? Thank you for joining me today as I play some Pokemon Champions double ranked battles. Today I'm going to be using a rain team, so a lot of water type moves. Half my team is water. I'm super excited. It's been a really fun team so far. I've won majority of my battles. So let's have some fun and continue to climb this ladder. I'm Master Ball rank 3 at the moment. And yeah, I'm in the top 45,000 players in double battles in the world. So I'm super stoked. It's really fun when you win a lot. So let's keep this going. Just gonna jump right in. Battle, ranked battles, double battles. There's my team. Farafigif, Pelipper, Passimian, Politoed, Basculegion, and Raichu. Alright, I'll show you my team as we battle. Let's go. An opponent has to be found. Melil, is that what it said? Meli, or was it Meli? My opponent's name is Meli. I'm glancing at their team. I see they also have Farafigif, but they also have Kingambit, so I'm thinking about starting with Passimian. That's kind of why I have Passimian, because people use Kingambit and it's really good. But people also use Garchomp a lot, so I need my answer for that as well. I would hate for him to use Fake Out. I only have 30 seconds left to choose. I'm going to bring in Pelipper since it has Wide Guard, and then we'll just bring in more rain after that. Oh no, well, he's not going to exactly change the weather, but Pelipper does have a wide range of moves that would be helpful. I mean Politoed. I got Pelipper and Politoed. They both bring in the rain. It might be, some might say it's overkill, but what it's doing is guaranteeing that I'm controlling the weather. There's no doubt about it. It will rain. My team makes it rain. And turn 1, they send in Kingambit and Farafigif. I send in Pelipper and Passimian. The rain has started. So off the jump, I'm going to try to get rid of Kingambit. And I'm not sure what Farafigif is going to do. It could use Trick Room. I'm going to use Muddy Water since it does the most damage. He withdraws Kingambit. Meli sends in Garchomp. Passimian used Drain Punch. Knocks it down to 45% health. Pelipper used Muddy Water. Farafigif avoided the attack. And it knocks out Garchomp. Garchomp faints. Turn 1 KO. Farafigif used Psychic and knocks out Passimian. Super effective. One hit KO. Passimian did take a little damage from Garchomp's rough skin. And now both players have to send in their next Pokemon. Who is it gonna be? I know that he has Kingambit still. So what I'm afraid of is him using Sucker Punch on Basculegion, which is super effective, so I'm going to send in Politoed instead. Alright, the battle continues. I've designed my team for high HP, so even if they go first, I should be able to withstand and get in. Let's just use Muddy Water. Both my Pokemon use Muddy Water. Politoed goes first, lands both of them. Oh. Didn't do that much damage. Now it's Pelipper's turn. Does a little more damage. Doesn't knock them out, but they're down to red HP. Ferrothagif heals with a Citrus Berry, then uses Psychic on Pelipper, gets it down to half health. Kingambit uses Keto Cleave on Pelipper, finishing it off. Pelipper is down, and I am down to my last two Pokemon. But my opponent still has 3 Pokemon. Okay, so I have a feeling Kingambit is going to want to use Sucker Punch here. So, unfortunately, I have to use Protect with my Basculegion. Politoed will get a strong water move off, but hopefully it'll knock them both out. But it should knock out Kingambit. Basculegion uses Protect. The opposing Kingambit uses Sucker Punch, but it failed. Called it. I predicted their move correctly. Politoed uses Wave Crash. Muddy Water. Knocks out Kingambit. And Ferrothagif is at 2% health. Ferrothagif uses Trick Room. So now slower Pokemon will go first for 5 turns. Molly sends in Meganium. Oh man, and it's probably gonna go first too since it's slow. Is it gonna use a grass move, and which is it gonna target is the question. I guess all I can do is use a super effective move on it. And with Basculegion, I'll just have him go. Oh wait, he can't use priority moves because of Ferrothagif. This is not good. I'm just gonna try to knock out Meganium because that's the biggest threat. If I can knock it out. Ferrothagif use Psychic on Politoed. Politoed's at half health. It was a critical hit. Politoed goes first, goes next, uses Ice Beam on Meganium. Super effective. It's at 54% health. Meganium used Solar Beam. Meganium absorbed light. Meganium's ability Mega Soul allows it to go use the move immediately. Targets Basculegion. It's super effective, knocks it out in one hit, and Basculegion has no opportunity to attack. Ah, man, this puts me in a rough position. So what I'm hoping for here is to survive the Psychic, and he doesn't. It's another crit! 2 crits in a row! Come on! I mean, I probably lost that anyway, but come on. I don't know. You know, because that should have done less damage if there were no crits at all. I don't, you know, that would have been interesting. I'm still rank 3. I'm still in the top 50,000. I don't really edit my team unless I lose like twice in a row, so we will continue battling. I'm trying to think what went wrong there. when it's a close game like that, maybe you can't overthink it, over dissect it, because Pokemon is essentially just a complex game of rock, paper, scissors. And so sometimes your opponent just has the answer. Sometimes it's a matter of like, yeah, who protected and who didn't. That can buy you another turn. That can kind of turn the tables. When it's neck and neck. Alright, they have Pelipper just like me. Another Garchomp. They have Sableye, which has Prankster. If I bring in Feraligatr, that means it won't be able to use Prankster moves on my team. Like, it won't be able to use priority moves at all, actually. I think I'm going to bring in Raichu. You know what? I think he's going to bring in Garchomp or something. He might want to bring in the Rain too. So I'm going to bring in move Wide Guard on Pelipper and Raichu to absorb any electric attacks potentially. Okay, and then from there, 18 seconds left. Just bring in some heavy hitters. This match will definitely be different than last time. The opponent sends out Scovillain and Garchomp, and I send out Raichu and Pelipper. Okay. Maybe I should use Wide Guard here. He might use Rock Slide. It's very common for Garchomp to use Rock Slide. Or I could use Fake Out, then Ice Beam. I like that idea better. Let's get this Garchomp out of here. Scovillain. Mega Evolves. He doesn't look much different. Raichu uses Fake Out. Rough Skin damages Raichu. The opposing Garchomp flinched and couldn't move. Scovillain uses Leech Seed. Raichu avoided the attack. Pelipper used Ice Beam on Garchomp and knocks it out. Yeah, extremely effective. That means times 4 damage. Garchomp cannot take that ice moves. It is down and out. And we have a knockout turn 1. Deimos sends out Archulodon. Well, if it uses an electric move, Raichu's just going to absorb it with its ability Lightning Rod. So I'm going to target Scovillain with a super effective flying type move, Hurricane. It's strong and it always lands when it's raining. And for Raichu, I guess we'll just have him use Surf. Raichu needs to stay in play if I want it to absorb that lightning attack. Archulodon uses Protect. Raichu uses Surf. Archulodon protects itself. Hits Scovillain, knocks it down to 57%. It also hits Grace. It was a critical hit on Scovillain. Raichu is burnt from Scovillain's ability. Scovillain attempts for the second time Leech Seed on Raichu, and this time it lands. Raichu is now seated. Pelipper uses Hurricane on Scovillain. Super effective. Scovillain's ability does burn Pelipper, but Scovillain is down and out. Pelipper eating some leftovers. Raichu hurt by the burn. Pelipper hurt by its burn as well. Leftovers sort of negating that burn there. Deimos sends out his last Pokemon, Sableye. He only has Sableye and Archulodon left. But I still have 4 Pokemon left. Even though Archulodon just used Protect, I think I want to attack Sableye next, or just use Muddy Water. The power is boosted in the rain. And yeah, well, we need to leave Raichu in case Archulodon is going to use a electric move. And Surf will be boosted by the rain as well. Raichu's move is postponed because Sableye used Quash on Raichu, and that means Archulodon gets to go first. It uses Draco Meteor on Raichu and knocks it out. Archulodon's special attack harshly falls. Pelipper uses Muddy Water, hits both the Pokemon, gets Sableye down to 42% health. It's not very effective on Archulodon. Archulodon's ability triggers, boosting its defense. Archulodon and Pelipper both eating some leftovers. Pelipper, leftovers negated by its burn. I'm down to 3 Pokemon now. I'm gonna send in Politoed because it knows Earth Power. Okay, what's bad here now is Archulodon is probably gonna use an electric move. So I'm probably only gonna get 1 move off, unfortunately. But I'm just gonna go with what I think is best, and a special attack Earth, a special attack Ground move on Archulodon is the only way I can do right now. Sableye uses Light Screen. Now my moves are gonna be reduced by half damage. Archulodon is gonna use Electro Shot. Its special attack is raised and it gets to fire it off in 1 turn because it's raining. It's targets Pelipper. It's super effective, knocks it out. And Politoed uses Earth Power. It is super effective, but and Archulodon's special defense lowered. Stamina trigger raises its defense. It eats some leftovers. Sableye's Light Screen reduced the damage even though it was super effective. Politoed not getting much damage because it's not really a ground type Pokemon in the first place. All I have left is Basculegion. My opponent's really turning it around. That Light Screen really sucks. He's got super effective on me. I'm gonna have to use Last Respects on Archulodon. I do get a speed boost here. Hopefully it won't use Protect, and I'm just gonna have I'm just gonna use Muddy Water to knock out Sableye. Basculegion uses Last Respects. Archulodon uses Electro Shot. Its special attack rises. It targets Politoed. Puts it down to 67% health. It's super effective. Politoed uses Muddy Water. It doesn't knock them out, but it does lower both of their accuracies. Sableye uses Foul Play on Basculegion, knocks it out in 1 hit. I should have used Earth Power on Archulodon. The rain is over now. Maybe I can still win. I'm gonna use Earth Power on Archulodon, I guess. No, I used Rain Dance. No, good game. I probably should have used Earth Power on Archelodon. It would have been knocked out. Whoops. I was just afraid of the technical, and I thought I could knock out Sableye. I don't know why I didn't knock him out, really. Because, yeah, if I had knocked out Sableye, then I would have been in a much better position. No, I'm not in the top 50% anymore. This sucks. That's 2 losses in a row. I guess my team's not as good as I thought. I lost to Archelodon. I guess I need to think about who I lost to. Who dominated the battles. That one, that I lost to Archelodon dominated, but in the previous battle, I can't say one necessarily. It was Farafigig, you could say, that dominated. I'm already using Farafigig. Perhaps I need an answer for Farafigig, so I need an answer for Farafigig. And I need an answer. What I try to think of is, how do you beat those best teams? Don't just copy a team. You can rent teams, but what I like to do is think about those rental teams and come up with a way to beat them. And so what I need to look at here is who I lost to for Farafigig. Yeah, I mean, the only answer I have for Farafigig is Passimian, who knows a fighting move. I mean, not a fighting move. He knows a dark move. Oh, dude, I just had an idea. Maybe there's a fighting dark type Pokemon that I have. Where is he? Fighting dark. Here we are. Pangoro. It's got high HP, which I love. Drain Punch. Darkest Lariat. I mean, I haven't even trained it or nothing, but I'm gonna judge that it has good moves. Fire Punch, which means it can probably have a variety of moves. I'd love to take it to the gym, to the training area, and see what all moves it can learn. That could be good. Because, yeah, what happened was Passimian got knocked out by a psychic move. But this Pokemon, even though it's fighting type, that dark type, that dual type being dark, means it's unaffected by psychic type. So it covers its fighting weakness, which is psychic. So that could be good. I'd love to see what all moves it can have. And then the other problem we were having was against Archelodon. Yeah, man. Archelodon. Ground. What? So really the best answer for that is Gastrodon, but we do not have Gastrodon available in the lineup in this game, Pokemon Champions. So we'll have to resort to other means. I could train another ground type Pokemon. Maybe they have, even though special attack is not their dominant stat, I could still train them to have as much special attack power as possible. And if they're using Earth Power, that could be a game changer. For for example, Gliscor. It's got really weak special attack. Let's filter my box by type. Okay. I only have 7 ground type Pokemon to choose from. So which one has the highest special attack? Okay. Stunkfist has 86. And Crocodile has 85. So they're about the same. I like how they both have high HP. Crocodile is ground dark type. Stunkfist is ground steel type. They both would do well in the rain because if someone brings, well, actually no, they wouldn't. They're weak against water, so that would be kind of bad actually. I was gonna say this one's also weak against fire, and the rain would help with that, but I don't know if I should have a ground type Pokemon on my team necessarily. What another thing that's good about Gastrodon, well, I was gonna say Gastrodon has water absorb, but I don't want it to absorb my water attacks. I've had that issue with Raichu. It's absorbed electric attacks from Farafigif in the past, and that was bad. Maybe I should just roll with this one change and see how we do. Because, yeah, sometimes you can't overthink it, and you might try one change at a time. I think this was a fine change because I replaced my fighting type Pokemon with another fighting type. Let's get him trained. Kangoro. Gonna make him high in HP, high in attack, and the rest of it, well, let's check out what moves he can learn. Darkest Lariat is pretty good. The move ignores the target's stat changes when dealing damage. So that means, for example, in the very last battle we had, well, Archaludon's defense kept going up every time we attacked it. But Darkest Lariat ignores those defensive changes, so that's pretty good. And when looking at the other dark type move options, we don't really have much else. Foul Play, that only is good against Pokemon with high attack stats. Throat Chop, yeah, is not as its power is not as high as Darkest Lariat. What it does is prevents the other Pokemon from using voice moves, but that's not gonna help most of the time. Most of the time, that won't do anything extra for us. I think Darkest Lariat's gonna be the better choice between those three. There's also Crunch. Its power is 80 and has a 20% of lowering the target's DC stage by 1. That's pretty good. Night Slash, 1 stage critical hit ratio, and Knockoff. What is I've never seen this move before. The user retaliates to deal 150% of the damage it took from an opponent's move during the turn this move is used. Oh, whoa, it's like a dark type Mirror Coat. The user retaliates and deals 150% of the damage it took from an opponent's move during the turn. This move is used. Wow. bat. Okay. It's like that fighting type move, reversal. Whatever damage it took, it like brings it back. But in this case, it brings it back 1.5 times over. He knows all the dark type moves. Parting shots. I like that actually. I like that a lot. It's gonna help him switch out. Quash, taunt. Okay, it doesn't know sucker punch. Doesn't know all the dark type moves, I guess. A couple steel moves. Ooh, bullet punch. Priority move. Wow. It knows a lot of different moves. Does it know fake out? Entertainment. Changes to the target's ability be the same as the user's. I should probably look at the abilities. Helping Hand. It does not know fake out. Fire punch. It does know fire punch, surf, thunder punch, X scissor, rock slide, gunk shot, earthquake, ice punch, and a bunch of fighting moves. I will be right back. I'm still trying to decide. Ooh, and it has good abilities too. Scrappy, Mold Breaker, Iron Fist. 1 second, please. Alright, which ability should we use? Scrappy seems good. The Pokemon can hit Ghost with fighting moves. I like that. At the same time, since he's dark, it would be better to use a dark type move because that will be really strong. So maybe Scrappy's kind of redundant. Mold Breaker, Iron Fist. Let's go with Iron Fist and see what all we can get out of it. Drain Punch, that's good. I'm shocked he doesn't know Sucker Punch because of that ability, actually. I'm shocked. Maybe because they thought that'd be too strong. Ha! Yeah, his abilities don't have much going for him. And with my strategy being Rain, I like to have a move that can switch out. So that kind of locks in a slot. I guess Ice Punch. He's also gonna be well, this would go good against fairies. He's ×4 weak against fairies. But everybody uses Garchomp, and so if everyone on my team has an ice move, then I'm set. And it'll be boosted from Iron Fist. I don't really have much faith in this build, but let's just go with it. Let's just try it. You never know. I feel like people are kind of testing anything right now. Alright, let's give it... some extra defense. We'll change its stat alignment. It'll be boosted in attack. And it doesn't need any special attack. Alright. Alright. Let's commence the training. Let's get back in the battles. Trying out a different Pokemon now. I just swapped out Passimian for Pangoro. I'm trying to think what item it should hold. It's got high HP, so I don't think it needs a Focus Sash. I gave it the Black Belt, which boosts the power of fighting type moves. It only knows one fighting move. The 2 healing items are already used. The leftovers and the Citrus Berry. Maybe Drain Punch is, maybe Black Belt is okay to have on him. Because, you know, Raichu's gonna need the Focus Sash. So, alright, let's go. Matchmaking in progress. Ranked double battles, Master Ball tier. An opponent has been found. Someone in China, maybe? Okay, my opponent has Politoed, just like me. So they're gonna want Rain for some reason. Not sure why. They don't have any other Pokemon that really work well in Rain. In fact, Incineroar is weak against water. Should I bring Pangoro? Who should I bring? I'm gonna bring ice moves. I'm gonna start with something that won't get something that won't be affected much by know who to pick after that. I picked Farafigig because it's got like the highest HP. I didn't know who else to pick. Oh no, it's a Perish Song team. He's gonna use Follow Me and then Perish Song. And because of Gengar's ability, I won't be able to switch. Luckily, Muddy Water hits both of the opponents. In case he doesn't. I don't know what he's gonna do. But I think he's gonna use Follow Me and Perish Song. But if he doesn't, I do want to knock out the Gengar. And he uses Protect. Nice move. That was my second guess. Well, they both use Protect. Okay. That's fine. I'll just do the same thing, I guess. Called it. Basculegion uses, Maushold uses Follow Me, Basculegion uses Wave Crash, knocks out Maushold in one hit. One hit KO, Basculegion damaged by the recoil. Gengar uses Shadow Ball on Basculegion, knocks it out in one hit. Pelipper uses Muddy Water. Major damage on Gengar. It's at 25% health. I guess either one I can put out there and be fine with. He might have Incineroar still. Maybe he's not bringing Incineroar at all. I'm going to bring Farafigif. It's Sinistcha. Sinistra's Hospitality heals Gengar. I'm going to use Hurricane on Sinistcha and Psychic on Gengar. Sometimes I forget Farafigif is Psychic type. I kind of just think about the normal type. Sinistcha uses Rage Powder. All of my moves are going to go towards that now. Gengar uses Disable on Pelipper. Pelipper's Muddy Water is disabled. Pelipper uses Hurricane. It's super effective on Sinistcha. Knocks it out in one hit. That was major damage. Farafigif. Psychic on Gengar. Super effective. Gengar was not at full health. Gengar is now out of the match. And now and the opponent ends due to forfeit. The opponent ends the match due to forfeit. That is a victory for me. Let's go. Yeah, that turn really was bad. He didn't use Perish Song, which I guess didn't matter. I don't think Perish Song is a good strategy in the first place. So, yeah, the odds were in my favor to begin with. Good game. Let's continue battling. Okay, my opponent has Charizard and Incineroar, 2 fire types. He's going to want to change the weather to sun. This is what I designed my team around. But since he might bring Garchomp, I'm going to bring Pangoro. And something that has Wide Guard, Pelipper. Ten seconds left. I'm just bringing the rest of my weather. Basculegion strong in the rain. Versus Ovo. Incineroar lowers the attack of both my Pokemon. The opponent also sends out Floettes, and I have Pangoro and Pelipper. I'm going to use Drain Punch on Incineroar. You know what's bad though? Fairy moves. I don't know if it's going to use Dazzling Gleam or what, but I'm going to try to knock out Incineroar. Floette Mega Evolves. The power of Fairy moves are boosted. And it does use Dazzling Gleam. It knocks out Pangoro. Incineroar used Fake Out on Pelipper, so then it flinches. This is unfair. I'm gonna send in Basculegion. Got to knock out that Incineroar. Maybe I can do it with Pelipper. Basculegion uses Wave Crash. Knocks out Floette in one hit. Mega Floette is down. Basculegion is damaged by the recoil. Incineroar uses Throat Chop on Pelipper. It's down to 7% health. Pelipper uses Muddy Water. Yes, knocks out Incineroar in one hit. That's what I was going for. Maximum damage efficiently without effectively knocking out both their Pokemon. It's Garchomp and Sinistcha. Their last 2 Pokemon, I still have 3. I guess it's gonna use Rock Slide. I should probably use Wide Guard. And I'm gonna knock out Sinistcha in one hit, hopefully with something super effective. We'll leave that Garchomp alive. I'm not sure that's the best idea, but actually, a Wave Crash on Garchomp would be pretty good right now. I'm just gonna Wide Guard. Pelipper use Wide Guard. Garchomp use Earthquake. Wide Guard protects Vashti Legion and protects Pelipper. It does damage to the friendly Sinistra. Vashti Legion uses Wave Crash on Garchomp. Knocks it on in one hit. Rough Skin damages Vashti Legion. Garchomp is down. That attack was boosted by the rain. Vashti Legion is damaged by the recoil. Sinistra uses Matcha Gotcha and Wide Guard blocks that too. The opponent ends due to a forfeit and I win against Ovo. Good game. Okay, everybody, please hold. I've got something quick I need to take care of. Please, thank you for your patience. Okay, I am back. Doing double battles ranked on Pokemon Champions using a rain team. I just won a match after making an edit. Pangoro is the newcomer on the team. Got knocked out turn 1 in its first time. Let's see if we can avoid that this time. He's got a pretty diverse team. With that Kangaskhan in play, I don't want him to use Fake Out. I'm actually going to bring in, something that can knock that out. He's got Pangoro can have some super effective moves against some of his Pokemon. Let's give him another chance. And then from there, maybe Raichu, actually, to go up against Slowking, or just Rain. Let's bring the rain and water. Let's bring the water. That's what my team. We gotta make it rain. If I, how am I guess it is possible for me not to make it rain. Yeah. But I got to. I mean, it boosts the power of my water moves. I even changed my title to Swim Trunks Guy. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. I'm doing some ranked double battles on Pokemon Champions Master Ball tier. It's me versus Lushimo. Lushimo sends out Lucario and Kangaskhan, and I send out Pangoro and Farafigif. Kangaskhan is not going to be able to use Fake Out turn 1. Lucario is not going to be able to use Bullet Punch either as long as Farafigif is in play. Maybe I'll just damage both of them, or start maybe a strong Psychic attack will get Lucario at least down to half health. And then I'm just going to use Drain Punch on Kangaskhan, just doing as much damage as possible on both of them. Kangaskhan Mega Evolves, brings out the baby to fight with him. Lucario uses Final Gambit on Farafigif. It's huge damage. Lucario knocks itself out, but Farafigif is still up. Farafigif eats a Citrus Berry, healing about to half health. Kangaskhan uses Double Edge on Pangoro. It's huge damage, but Pangoro is still up. I've built my team for HP. I've designed them to take major hits. Farafigif uses Psychic on Kangaskhan. Pangoro uses Drain Punch on Kangaskhan, finishes it off. It's super effective. Pangoro heals itself a little bit. Kangaskhan is down. And in turn 1, I've knocked out both of his Pokemon. Well, he knocked his own out. I don't know what that was about. Final Gambit, knocking out his own Pokemon. Anyway, now he's down to his last 2 Pokemon. He brings out Slowking and Mimikyu. What am I gonna do now? I guess let's take out Slowking, because I don't know why I'm just threatened by that right now. Even though Mimikyu is probably gonna knock out Pangoro, we gotta do what we can. Mimikyu is just gonna take some time to... Yeah, Mimikyu goes first with the Play Rough on Pangoro, knocking it out. It's extremely effective. With that times 4 damage, Pangoro really can't hold up against any fairy attack. Farafigif uses Thunderbolt. It's super effective on Slowking. It's a critical hit. Gets it down to 32% health. Slowking uses Scald. Lands on Farafigif. Burns it. Farafigif is at 37% health. Slowking heals a little bit with Leftovers. Girafarig hurt by his burnt. It's almost down. I have 2 other Pokemon to choose to fight alongside Farafigif right here. I guess I'll send in... let's start the rain. I send in Politoed. It starts to rain. That Mimikyu's gonna go first. It's probably gonna attack my Ferafigif so that it doesn't attack. But I guess I'll try it anyway to go for the Slowking. I don't have anything strong against the Slowking coming from Politoed, but if I use Muddy Water right now, it'll at least knock off Mimikyu's Disguise. Mimikyu used Shadow Claw on Politoed. Does like 1/4 damage. Politoed answers with a Muddy Water. It's not very effective on Slowking. Lowers the accuracy of Mimikyu and pops off its Disguise. It damages it just a little bit, and it takes all the damage. Mimikyu's stats return to normal after consuming the item it was holding, the White Herb. Ferafigif gets to go next and lands a super effective Thunderbolt on Slowking, finishing it off. Slowking is down. Ferafigif hurt by the burn, but it's still up. It has 9 HP left. I think it might even be able to handle one more burn. Maybe the opponent thought it was going to go down, but he only has one more Pokemon left, and I still have 3. Let's see how this can turn. Let's see how this goes. I feel like the odds are in my favor way more now. Let's see if I can land any attacks on this Mimikyu right now, because it is going to go first. I figured it was going to knock out my Ferafigif, but it's still going after the Politoed, even though it has more HP. Politoed's at half health now. Like I said, I've built my team for HP, so their damage... And Politoed lands a critical hit on Mimikyu. With the power of the rain boosting the water move attacks, it knocks it out for the rest of whatever HP it had left. And the victory goes to me, defeating Lushimo. And I get an achievement, win 10 battles using fighting type Pokemon. Okay, that's cool. I'm still in the top 50,000 in the whole world, Master Ball tier, rank 3. Thank you again for sticking around and watching me battle. I'm on a 3-win streak. This is interesting. Let's keep this going. Let's see how many I can win in a row. It's the Lesser K. Yo. Yo, yo. Yo, yo. Thanks for joining the stream. I was gonna see if you wanted to battle. Alright, my next battle is up against Philip, who is also using Pelipper and Basculegion and Ferafigig. So half of our team is the same. So he's got Basculegion, he's got Archulodon. So I'm gonna want to bring in Raichu, I think. I'll start with Raichu and Pangoro. And then I'll come in with I guess my own set of rain and ice. What I like about this is the HP going for it. Ferafigig might do well. Yeah, Ferafigig would, but I'm with the Psychic, but I'm bringing in Politoed because of the diverse set of moves that it has. My opponent sends out Archulodon and Venusaur, and I send out Raichu and Pangoro. I need to knock out that Archulodon. In fact, I'm gonna use Fake Out on it. And then Drain Punch. Venusaur Mega Evolves. Archelon uses Protect. I hate Protect. Raichu uses Fake Out. Archelon protected itself. Venusaur uses Leech Seed on Pangoro. Pangoro is seeded. Pangoro used Drain Punch. Archelon protects itself. Venusaur drains Pangoro with Leech Seed. And what do? Just the same move again? I suppose so. Maybe I should use Volt Switch. No, I want to keep Raichu in. Maybe I use Parting Shot. And then, yeah. I don't even know, man. 8 seconds left. I'm just gonna use Surf and Drain Punch. It's not very effective. Venusaur uses Earth Power on Pangoro. Pangoro's at 64% health. Archelon used Dragon Pulse on Pangoro. And that's gonna knock it out. Didn't even let me get a proper turn. I am salty. Not good. Maybe I should have started with Politoed instead of Pangoro there. Because Politoed has better moves against these two opposing Pokemon. So now that it's raining because of Politoed, I'm gonna have Raichu use Surf. The move is now boosted because of the rain. And now I gotta get to work on Archelon. I'm gonna target it. Surf hits all 3 Pokemon, not very effective on my Politoed. Not very effective on Venusaur or Archelon. Archelon stamina boosts its defense. Venusaur uses Earth Power on Raichu. It's super effective. Raichu is still up with 17 HP, but Archelon finishes him off. Raichu is down and out. Politoed uses Earth Power on Archelon. It's super effective. We're getting decent damage in there. Archelon is down to 23% health. Once again, its stamina is triggered, defense is up, it heals a little bit from leftovers. And all I'm down to is my last 2 Pokemon. It's Politoed and Basculegion. They still have both their starting Pokemon. This is going very terribly for me. Archelon is quite the threat, and I didn't even bring a Psychic answer for its Venusaur after I said it out loud when I locked in my choices. It's the Protect that I'm afraid of. Maybe if I knock out Venusaur, that's what I should do. Yep, I knew he was going to use Protect. That's why I targeted the Venusaur with Basculegion. Let's see if it can knock it out. And it does not. Venusaur is still up at 18% health. Venusaur uses Leech Seed on Politoed. Politoed uses Earth Power on Archelon, but Archelon protects, then heals with some leftovers. It's at 36% health. Venusaur heals a little bit from Leech Seed, draining Politoed. It's at 31% health. Even though I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon, they're still at high health, and his Pokemon are low health. And I've got the boost in the rain for speed and power right now. My Basculegion has Swift Swim. Let's knock out Archulodon with Last Respects. And we're going to have Politoed do an Ice Beam on Venusaur. Basculegion uses Last Respects. It doesn't knock out Archulodon. It's because of the stamina, because of the defense boost. And now I won't get to knock it out this turn. This is bad. I should have doubled down on Archulodon, but let's see where this Electroshock lands. And then he goes after Basculegion, knocking it out in one hit. It's super effective. Man, I really don't have a strong answer for Archulodon right now. I'm afraid to bring in a ground type because it's a rain team. Wow. So Venusaur and Politoed trade hits. Not even doing that much damage to each other. Even though Politoed had a super effective ice move on Venusaur. Didn't even do much damage at all. I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon. This is basically a forfeit. Yeah, I should have brought in Farafigif. That could have been a game changer when I would have knocked out Venusaur. Man, I just got schooled. I didn't even get 1 knockout. This is embarrassing. Mother liquor. That was not a good game. I'm not even going to say good game. In fact, I'll say bad game. Bad game. And that was a buzzkill to my win streak. You know, that was just so bad. Yeah, maybe I should have had Farafigif, or even if I started with Politoed instead of starting with Pangoro, that would have been better. Let's just try again. I'm not gonna deep it unless I lose like twice in a row. Going up against my next opponent, their name is Shuckleheart. Shuckleheart. They have a fairy type Sylveon on the team that can knock out Pangoro in 1 hit. They also have, whoa, they got ready quick. I was going to say they also have Incineroar, which can lower the attack of Pangoro. That is not good. So the lesser K says I should bring in Pelipper. Yeah, I think so too. And maybe I'll start with Farafigif in case he tries to fake out. Even Politoed would be pretty good opening. I'll still bring him in, and then Basculegion because he gets the boost from the rain. Should be good like this. Raichu is just kind of a support. It really doesn't do much damage. I guess I like it because it can switch. Because of Volt Switch, I guess I like it because of Volt Switch. Alright, the opponent sends in Aerodactyl and Sylveon, and I send in Pelipper and Farafigif. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to use Tailwind and Hyper Voice. Honestly, a Wide Guard from Pelipper might be good here. Let's try to knock out the Aerodactyl with a Thunderbolt. I don't think it's gonna knock it out, but the Wide Guard will have him rethinking for sure. Aerodactyl Mega Evolves. Pelipper uses Wide Guard. Aerodactyl uses Rock Slide. Wide Guard protects both of my Pokemon. Sylveon uses Hyper Beam. That is not a wide move. It's a powerful special attack, normal move that will have to recharge later, and it knocks out Ferafigate in one hit. That was incredible. It's gonna have to recharge, but that was crazy. Ferafigate not even getting a move off. That is bad. So I'm not sure if I should use Wide Guard now because he's probably caught on. Really, an Aqua Jet on Aerodactyl would be good. And then I'll just try to do whatever damage I can on Sylveon. I'm pretty sure I can knock out Aerodactyl. Actually, I might not even need... I get a speed boost here. I'm not even going to need to use that Aqua Jet. I'm going to use just the regular Wave Crash. It should go first. And then we're going to use Muddy Water. Try to damage Sylveon as much as possible. Aerodactyl uses Tailwind. Basculegion uses Wave Crash. It's super effective on Aerodactyl. Knocks it out in one hit. Basculegion damaged by the recoil. Pelipper uses Muddy Water. Ooh, gets Sylveon down to 47% health. Sylveon recharging. Shuckleheart sends in Basculegion. Hopefully my Basculegion will go first. This is making me have to rethink my strategy a little. Well, they have the Tailwind. So this is actually bad. I'm in with the Tailwind. This puts me on my heels. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. They're probably gonna knock out Basculegion. Maybe I should use Protect. Yeah, I'll use Protect. And then Muddy Water. Hopefully knocking out Sylveon. Basculegion uses Protect. Basculegion uses Last Respects, and Basculegion protects itself. Sylveon uses Hyper Beam. Of course, it targets Pelipper. And Pelipper is down in one hit. That is so bad. With Tailwind, that really puts me in checkmate. My only hope is to knock out Sylveon here with Politoed, but his Basculegion is going to knock mine out first because of that Tailwind. Politoed does not knock out Sylveon, but it is faster than Sylveon. I think Sylveon's accuracy fell. Sylveon is recharging. My only hope is to knock out Sylveon before it can do any damage on me. Basculegion, I mean, they still have 3 Pokemon. Now, there's no way I can win, actually. And here I go, losing twice in a row. And their Sylveon goes first, so I guess when they recharge, it always goes last. When it doesn't, the speed at which they recharge. I guess I'm kind of saying that wrong. I was trying to get a feel for how fast Sylveon was in the Tailwind. My Pokemon were attacking first before it showed Sylveon recharging it. But I guess when they recharge, they go last. Yeah, so what happened there is their Sylveon has Pixelate. It changed the type of Hyper Beam to Fairy type, so it probably had items that boosted Fairy type moves. That was an interesting strategy. I would have knocked it out, but he targeted my Pelipper there. And here we go again. I feel like we gotta go back to the drawing board. My team is losing, but I think that's normal, you know? I just came off of a short win streak. I'm in the top 50,000 in the world. I'm ranked 3, so whenever that happens, yeah, you just get paired up against more difficult opponents, and so yeah, it becomes much more challenging. You're gonna lose maybe a little more often, and I do think I need to edit my team or something. So I lost to Basculegion. No. Yeah, well, yeah, so I lost to Archulodon, and then I lost to Tailwind from Aerodactyl. So it's like, how do I think of ways to beat that? And here we go, losing again to Archulodon. I would love to have Gastrodon, but that is not a choice in this lineup. So it's like, do I bring a ground type? Is there a ground type that's not weak against water type moves? Now that I think about it, Garchomp. I don't even have a Garchomp. I would have to trade it in from Pokemon Home. Heracross is interesting because maybe it can learn U-turn, and it's also a fighting type, which is good against King Gambit. I don't know why I'm afraid of King Gambit when I've got the water power to take him out. Really. I was thinking Sinistcha could be pretty good because the rain can shave off any water, super effective water, and I can heal my Pokemon a little bit, giving them maybe another turn. Could be good. I mean, you never know until you try. It is one of the other ideas I had for this team. I think it could be good. I've already trained it. Looks like I trained it for a Trick Room team. I think I'll change it. I'll change its speed to be normal. Its special attack is boosted. Okay, yeah, let's try it. So what item should I give Sinistcha? I'm already using the healing items for the other Pokemon. Let's see. Maybe just a move that boosts grass type moves. It'll boost the power of Machagacha. So I think that item's called Miracle Seed. It's kind of my only choice. This game doesn't have many items to choose from. I would totally give it like something else. Like, yeah, so. Do I even have, let's see if I have Miracle Seed. That there's any negative, I'm gonna have to go buy it from the store real quick. Oh, I can meet a new lineup for free. Hang on, let me buy that item before I forget. Held items. Shell Bell might be decent, actually. Heals 1/8. Thing is, 1/8 is like nothing. A lot of people use defensive berries on Sinistra, like, but he's weak against a lot of stuff actually. So it would be hard to pick just one berry to shave out to half the damage of a super effective move. Hang on, I'm not even seeing anything that boosts grass type moves. Miracle Seed. Oh, I do have it. I do have it. My bad. Let's meet this lineup real quick. Thing is, my box is full, so anytime I do this, I have to return a Pokemon. Which is fine. I think I have some duplicates. I think I have 2 Gengars. Yeah. I'm gonna send this Gengar back. Is there a Pokemon that I'm looking for? Well, I guess I would like to have Garchomp, even though I could trade it in. Let's see if we can just snag it for free real quick. It's just because everyone uses Garchomp. And I don't get one. Ooh, but this Seneconda could be good in a Sandstorm team. Mamoswine knows Ice Shard, which is a priority move. That's pretty good. And the rest of these Pokemon are kind of lame. Rotom Fan, decent. I guess I'll go with Sandaconda. Potential Sand team. I'll get him for permanent. Alright. I need to retrain one of my Pokemon. Give it a little extra speed. We're gonna make it adamant, modest. And we should be good. Let's go with this. Oh, I just thought of something. I could do a Trick Room team. Especially now that if I use Sinistra, because Rage Powder, that could guarantee that I get Farafigig using Trick Room. Interesting thought there. Let's just go with this one edit and see how we do. Don't want to change too much. Oh, I forgot to give him the item. Miracle Seed. There it is. Skip right by it. Cool. Here we go. Begin matchmaking. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for joining and watching the stream. I'm doing some double battles, ranked Master Ball tier on Pokemon Champions. I'm using a rain team. So I've got 3 water type Pokemon on my team. But I've also got Raichu to absorb any electricity that might come my way. And a grass type that won't be weak against fire. And I have Farafigig just to help against priority moves. The opponent uses priority moves a lot, but Farafigig negates that. I've got less than 1 minute to choose 4 Pokemon to go into this double battle. I see that they have Garchomp, so I'm going to bring in something that has Ice. He's also got Dragonite. I'm going to bring in Pelipper because it has Wide Guard that could help in this situation. And and if that's going to be held up with Wide Guard, then I'm going to have to use Politoed because it has Ice Beam. I don't even see that they have any electric moves. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to bring in my 2 rain Pokemon, my other water type. I'm going to bring in all 3 of my water types. And I'm bringing in Sinistra, coming in for the support. Hopefully maybe heal off some damage with Hospitality later game, mid-game. And then help finish off the opponent. It's versus Bampa. Bampa sends out Tinkaton and Scizor. Pelipper sends out, wow. And I send out Pelipper and Politoed. The rain triggers. What should I do? He's got 2 steel type Pokemon. They're weak against fire, but I don't have any fire type on me here. Maybe I can just soak them with water. I don't think they're not gonna attack me with, a wide move. And steel type is not very effective on water either, so maybe I don't have much to fear in that regard. Politoed does know a super effective earth attack, but I really just want to damage both the Pokemon. Water type moves being boosted in the rain. Maybe I can get somebody out. Tinkaton starts off with Fake Out on Politoed. Politoed flinches and can't move. Scizor uses Knockout on Pelipper, knocks off the leftovers. Pelipper uses Muddy Water, hits both the opponents, getting Scizor down to 42% health, getting Tinkaton down to 54% health, and lowering its HP, lowering its accuracy by 1 stage. That is the secondary effect of the move Muddy Water. It also hits both the opponents and pretty good in a rain situation where its damage is boosted. I'm feeling pretty good here. My team is built for HP. They didn't do much damage, but who knows what Tinkaton is going to do. I'm not sure how fast it is. I'm just going to lay down more water, hopefully knocking out at least the Scizor in the process. Tinkaton uses Stealth Rock. Stones are floating in the air on my side of the field. Politoed goes next, gets Muddy Water in on both the opponents, knocks out Scizor. Scizor won't get a chance to attack this turn, which is good. Pelipper coming in with another Muddy Water. Back-to-back Muddy Waters. Tinkaton is unable to take it, and both the Pokemon are knocked out in 1 turn. I haven't lost a single Pokemon yet, and Bampa only has 2 left. Bampa sends out Dragonite and Bastion-Legion. So what's going to happen here? Bastion-Legion's probably going to go first, but it's probably going to use a Ghost type move. It's probably going to knock out one of my Pokemon. Not sure which one, so I'm just going to go for... Maybe I just double down with the Ice attack on Dragonite, and whichever one makes it through, will make it through. Dragonite is Mega Evolving. That is what Mega Dragonite looks like.
Basket Legion uses Last Respects on Politoed and knocks it out. It is major damage, boosted by the 2 feints from earlier. Dragonite uses Dragon Pulse on Pelipper and knocks it out. That was a powerful Dragon Pulse from Dragonite. That is unfortunate. I did not even get a chance to attack at all. This is bad. Because he's got 2 really strong Pokemon right now. So all I have left is Basket Legion and Sinistcha. Sinistcha and Basket Legion take damage from the stones, but wow, so after your Pokemon get damaged from a Stealth Rock, Sinistcha's ability triggers after and heals the Stealth Rock off of your friendly Pokemon. Sinistcha is still damaged a little bit from the Stealth Rock. We're just gonna, I guess, just use Machigacha. Try to knock out Basket Legion and do whatever I can against Dragonite. Hopefully, you know what? I'm gonna use Last Respects on Basket Legion. Hopefully, it goes first. The opposing Basket Legion uses Last Respects first. Knocks out mine. This is frustrating. Sinistcha seems like it's trash right now. Dragonite uses Dragon Pulse on Sinistcha. Gets it down to 53 HP. Sinistcha uses Machigacha. It's super effective on Basket Legion. It's not very effective on Dragonite. It burns Dragonite. Basket Legion is still up with 6% health. Basket Legion gets its energy drained from Machigacha. And this battle does not look good at all. Sinistcha coming in with really no help. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get Sinistcha out of there. I am frustrated right now. Oh, and the Lesser K is ready to battle. Game code ? Alright, now I'm gonna battle my brother. With that loss, it knocks me out of the top 50,000. Sad times indeed. Yeah, this is bad. I'm just gonna try something else altogether. This is just gonna be... It's just gonna be something dumb that I'm thinking of. I'm just trying anything at this point. Any idea is good. I'm gonna build this Sharpedo for HP because it can get a speed boost as it is. Give it Protect, give it the strongest Dark type move that it can, give it the strongest Water move that it can. Liquidation. Ooh, we can run Aqua Jet. Nice. And then... what should its fourth move be? Something poisonous. Poison Jab against the fairies. You never know.
Alright, I'm about to do a battle with my brother. Trying to go to the private battles. Enter a room ID 9548 1302. Entering DK Real's room. Now I have 4 water type Pokemon on my team. Not sure how this is gonna go. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm battling my brother. We're doing some double battles. I found myself in another rut. I started losing again after coming out of a win streak, a short win streak. So, battling my brother now, DK Real. He seems like he's got a pretty good team. Hopefully he's not watching the stream right now, but if he is, it's delayed anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm bringing in Pelipper for the wide guard. I'm bringing in Politoed for the super effective moves, and then I'll bring in my rain sweepers, Sharpedo and Basculegion. Make it rain and make it damage as much as possible. Versus my brother, DK Real. DK Real sends out Venusaur and King Gambit. I send out Politoed and Pelipper. Okay. I kind of just want to use water attacks on them because I don't want King Gambit to be around. Although Venusaur, I could knock him out too. Yeah, I'm gonna knock out Venusaur with Hurricane and Ice Beam. Venusaur is mega evolving. King Gambit used Protect. That's fine, I wasn't targeting it anyway. Venusaur uses Leech Seed. Politoed avoids the attack. Politoed uses Ice Beam. It doesn't do much damage on Venusaur. Pelipper uses Hurricane on Venusaur. And knocks it out! Super effective on Venusaur. Yes! And turn 1, we have a KO. King Gambit didn't get to do any damage. Thank you for joining the stream, everybody. I'm battling my brother right now in some double battles. I was doing ranked. I started losing, and so my brother hit me up, and I decided to battle him. So now he sends in Primanera. Not sure what it's gonna do, but I guess I'll just lay in as much damage as I can. Maybe I'll just try to knock out King Gambit right now, since it just got done using Protect. Water is gonna be boosted in the rain, and it's gonna hit both the Pokemon. King Gambit uses Sucker Punch, gets Politoed down to about half health. Politoed uses Muddy Water, hits both the Pokemon, does about a quarter damage.
Pelipper uses Muddy Water and misses both the Pokemon. Come on. Primarina uses Moonblast on Pelipper. Pelipper takes the damage and he's below half health. Both Pelipper and Primarina eat some of their leftovers. Man, I'm salty about that miss. Because now he's in range to be knocked out by a Sucker Punch. I'm gonna switch Pokemon. I'm just gonna keep using Muddy Water. Pelippers, come back. Go, Sharpedo. King Gambit used Sucker Punch, but it failed. Pelipper used Muddy Water. There we go. King Gambit is now down to 12% health. Primarina's accuracy fell. Primarina used Moonblast. It hits Politoed and puts it down to 4% health. Primarina used leftovers. He might use Sucker Punch on Politoed, so I'm going to switch to Basculegion. He withdraws Primarina and sends in Mimikyu. King Gambit uses Protect. Sharpedo uses Liquidation. King Gambit protects itself. Sharpedo gets a speed boost. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that same move and use Protect. I'm gonna use Protect with Basculegion. Basculegion use Protect. King Gambit used Sucker Punch, but it failed! Sharpedo uses Liquidation on King Gambit, knocks it out. Mimikyu used Play Rough on Sharpedo, knocks it out in one hit! Super effective. Sharpedo is down. Incredible. The rain stopped. I'm going to send in Pelipper since it has more HP. Don't want Mimikyu using Shadow Sneak. So, DK Real only has 2 Pokemon left, and I still have 3, but they're kind of low health. I'm just going to use Muddy Water, hopefully knocking off Mimikyu's Disguise, and then I guess just a Wave Crash or a Last Respects on Primarina. Basculegion is going to go first, so it doesn't make a ton of sense to hit Mimikyu right now. Last Respects isn't going to do that much damage, so maybe I should use Wave Crash because of the other boosts. And Primarina uses Protect. That was a good Protect. Basculegion uses Wave Crash. Primarina protects itself. Mimikyu uses Shadow Claw, super effective on Basculegion, but does not knock it out. Basculegion's down to half health. Pelipper uses Muddy Water. Primarina protects itself. Mimikyu's Disguise is busted. It takes a little damage. Pelipper heals with some leftovers. Question is, will Mimikyu use Shadow Sneak, and is it going to be enough to knock out Basculegion? I don't know. It very well could be. It's 93 HP. It's a great question, but I'm just gonna keep going with what I was gonna do. Maybe I should use Wave Crash on Mimikyu right now. That would actually be better. Or actually Last Respects on Mimikyu would be good. As long as he doesn't use Shadow Sneak and knock him out. Mimikyu use Shadow Sneak. And Bastion Legion is still up at 9 HP. I thought he would be okay. Bastion Legion used Last Respects on Mimikyu. Super effective, knocking out Mimikyu. Pelipper uses Muddy Water on Primarina. It's not very effective. Primarina uses Icy Wind. Pelipper avoids the attack. Bastion Legion is hit. It's not very effective, but it does finish it off with the little HP it had left. Pelipper heals with some leftovers. Even though my brother has one Pokemon left and I have two, my Politoed only has 1 HP left. It has 4 HP left. I guess I'm just gonna use Hurricane and then Muddy Water to do as much damage as possible. Politoed goes first, uses Muddy Water. It's not very effective, but it does get the Primarina down to 35% health. And Pelipper goes next and uses Hurricane, and it's enough damage to knock it out. The Primarina is down, and the game 1 goes to me. Good game. We're gonna go to game 2. That was a great game 1. Thank you for watching that. I'm ready for game 2. That was pretty close. I guess all I can really say about that is my brother using Protect. It's always a gamble when you use Protect. It could be good, it could be ineffective, but I guess that goes with any move. You don't know what the other person is going to do. They could switch, and then your move won't be very good. If you know what the opponent's going to do, a lot of times that really helps, and you can kind of work around that. Man, so we're doing best 2 out of 3, and I am used to just best of 1. So, yeah, do I switch up what I did from last time? I'm not sure. Not sure at all. Might do the same thing even, because I do not want him at first to intimidate what I have. I don't even think he's gonna bring in Incineroar. I'm kind of afraid of it, but I'm just gonna do the same thing as last time. See what he does differently. Thanks for checking out the stream. This is game 2 against my brother. Double battles on Pokemon Champions. He sends out Incineroar and King Gambit. And I send out Politoed and Pelipper. The rain triggers. Incineroar's Intimidate doesn't really lowers the attack stat of my Pokemon, but they don't have attack stat in the first place, so it's essentially ineffective. I'm just gonna use Muddy Water. It's probably he's probably gonna use Fake Out, but at least one of my Pokemon will get a Muddy Water off. Being that they're high HP, they should be able to withstand an attack from King Gambit as well. As predicted, Incineroar uses Fake Out on Politoed. Politoed flinches and can't move. Pelipper uses Muddy Water It's super effective on Incineroar, but it does not knock it out. It's at 24% health, and then it eats a citrus berry. Kingambit's accuracy is lowered, which triggers its ability Defiant. Its attack boosted by 2 stages, and then it uses Sword Dance. Now its attack is boosted by 4 stages, and so that puts me in a very tough position. It can essentially knock out any of my Pokemon, even with a Sucker Punch. I'm going to have to play around that. Is it going to use Sucker Punch? Probably not. I think it's just going to use, well, yeah, I think it's just going to use a regular move. So I'm going to go with Muddy Water, hopefully knocking it out. My brother withdraws. Oh, it does use Sucker Punch and knocks out Pelipper. I didn't know, I wasn't for sure if it was going to use Sucker Punch or not. And Politoed gets a Muddy Water in. That switch, he switched out Incineroar for Primarina. Primarina takes the Muddy Water. It's not very effective, and then it heals with some leftovers. I do not like what is out there right now. Maybe Sucker Punch is not very effective against another Dark-type Pokemon. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to use Poison Jab on Primarina because Kingambit might use Protect right here. Then I'll do another Muddy Water in case it just does a regular move. Yep, it uses Protect. Sharpedo uses Poison Jab. It's super effective on Primarina, puts it down to 16% health. And it's poisoned. Politoed uses Muddy Water. Kingambit protects itself. It hits, and it's enough damage to knock out Primarina. Let's go. Ooh, I think that poison jab was a game changer. Sharpedo gets a speed boost. DK Real sends out Incineroar, lowers the attack of Sharpedo. I'm going to have Sharpedo use Protect in case there's another Fake Out. And we'll have to use Muddy Water to hopefully knock out. Sharpedo use Protect. Incineroar use Fake Out on Sharpedo, and Sharpedo protects itself. Kingambit use Sucker Punch, and it knocks. It's a critical hit, and it knocks out Politoed. That was not good. Sharpedo gets a speed boost. Now I'm gonna send in my last. I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon. I'm sending in Basculegion. My brother still has 3 Pokemon. Not sure how this is gonna go down because they also know Sucker Punch. I'm gonna use Protect. Maybe it's because it's gonna use Sucker Punch on Basculegion. Basculegion uses Protect. The opposing Game Boy uses Sucker Punch, and it knocks out Sharpedo, even though it's not very effective because it's attacking by 4 stages. There's really not much I can do about that. Oh no, we are gonna have to go to Game 3 because that Sucker Punch locks me in. We're going to Game 3. Good game. Yeah, with a Swords Dance, Sucker Punch. That puts me in a tough position. We're going to have to go to Game 3. Thanks for sticking around and watching the stream. Battling my brother in double battles. This is Game 3. and he's got some major threats. It's gonna be very tough to deal with. I'll use the same Pokemon, but just start it off slightly different. He might start with the Venusaur, so I'll bring in Pelipper. He might start with Incineroar, which would be kind of bad, but I think okay. Yep, it's King Gambit and Venusaur. And I start with Basculegion and Pelipper. I really want to knock out King Gambit, especially if it's going to use... I'm just going to use Muddy Water. Hopefully knock out King Gambit. But it's probably going to use Protect. And no, I'm going to use Hurricane. And I think I can knock it out with a Wave Crash. That would be incredible if I do. Venusaur Mega Evolves. I don't have any Mega Evolve on my team. Venusaur uses Protect. Basculegion uses Wave Crash. It doesn't knock out the King Gambit. King Gambit uses Sword Dance. Its attack grows sharply. The Venusaur protects itself from Pelipper's Hurricane. I'm just going to do Hurricane again, but maybe the Aqua Jet will go before the Sucker Punch, and with the boosted Rain and Water Necklace, Basculegion can knock out King Gambit right here. And if I can knock him out, the odds are well in my favor. Basculegion uses Aqua Jet. It knocks out King Gambit. Yes, King Gambit was the most threatening Pokemon he had. Venusaur uses Energy Ball. Knocks out Basculegion. Trading KOs there. Basculegion is down now. Pelipper uses Hurricane on Venusaur. It's super effective. Gets it down to 15% health. Down to the red. I'm going to send in Sharpedo. And DK Real sends in Primarina. Should I use Protect to get a speed boost? I don't know who's faster. Venusaur might use Protect again. Me using Protect would guarantee the speed. Yeah, might as well. Sharpedo use Protect. Venusaur use Protect. Pelipper use Hurricane. Venusaur protected itself. Primarina used Moonblast. Sharpedo protected itself. Sharpedo gets a speed boost. Since Sharpedo's gonna go first, I need to knock out Venusaur, or else it's gonna, yeah, knock. Maybe it'll. Oh, he withdraws Venusaur. It sends in Mimikyu. Primarina use Protect. Okay, that's fine. So DK Real's not gonna get an attack off here. Sharpedo uses Crunch on Mimikyu, busts the Disguise, makes it take a little damage. Pelipper uses Hurricane on Primarina. Primarina protects itself. Sharpedo gets a speed boost. Since Primarina used Protect, I'm biased to attack it next. I want to knock it out, and I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, because it can. Well, they both there is gonna be a fairy type move coming in my way, so Primarina has a lot of HP. We gotta knock it out. This is my only chance to do big damage because of Poison Jab. Super effective on Primarina. It's down to 30% health. Mimikyu uses Play Rough on Sharpedo, knocks it out in one hit. And that is some strong power coming from that Mimikyu. Sharpedo is trained for HP. Pelipper uses Hurricane on Primarina. It is enough to not do the job. Primarina is down. Once again, we get a knockout on both sides for the team. Both players are down to their last two Pokemon. DK Real sends out Venusaur. And I send out Politoed. That Venusaur doesn't have much HP left. It's been using Protect like this whole time. Maybe I'm just gonna use Muddy Water just in case. It should be enough to knock out Venusaur and Mimikyu. And yeah, as anticipated, Venusaur uses Protect, Mimikyu uses Shadow Claw. It doesn't do much damage against Politoed. Politoed is built for HP. Politoed uses Muddy Water, Venusaur protects itself. Damages Mimikyu down to 28% health. Pelipper uses Muddy Water, Venusaur protects itself, and it's gonna land on Mimikyu, knocking it out. Mimikyu is down. And not sure, yeah, Venusaur used Protect. I'm gonna say I'm gonna contribute the loss to too much Protect. I don't know why my brother protected so much, but whatever. The dub goes to me. And reveals an Energy Ball. I'm not sure why he never used that earlier instead of Protect. Could have been, never once saw the Energy Ball. That could have been the difference maker, I think. I just think he used Protect too much. Good game, and the victory goes to me. And the victory goes to me! Exclamation point. Good game. Thanks for playing. I'm gonna go back to the main. That was awesome. Sharpedo coming in clutch with that poison move could be pretty good. I'm gonna go back into ranked battles now. Let's see if we can win against somebody online. Okay, I'm checking out my opponent's team. They also running Pelipper with a strong water type Pokemon. I'm gonna have to do something about that. For Alligator, he's a water type, but he can Mega Evolve into a Dragon Water, which is pretty good. Not sure what to do here. We'll do it like that. Not sure why I'm bringing Pelipper. He's probably going to have his own Pelipper. Not sure what a Gliscor, what moves Gliscor would have. For Alligator, my opponent starts off with For Alligator and Sinistra. So I think what he's gonna do is Mega Evolve, and he's gonna use Rage Powder. Maybe if I just use Hyper Voice, I'll get some damage in on For Alligator. And a super effective Hurricane hopefully will knock out Sinistra. He withdraws Sinistra. Sends in Sableye. For Alligator is Mega Evolving. He looks pretty lame. For Alligator uses Dragon Dance. Its speed and attack rose. Pelipper uses Hurricane on Sableye. Gets it down to 42% health. Ferrothagib uses Hyper Voice. It doesn't affect Sableye. It hits Feraligatr down to 57% health. I guess I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm super scared of Feraligatr, but I don't have an answer for it. So I'm just gonna chip it down if I can. My opponent withdraws Sableye. Sends in Scizor. Feraligatr uses Liquidation on Ferrothagib. Ferrothagib is down in one hit. Pelipper uses Hurricane on Scizor, gets it down to 31% health. I'm going to send in Sharpedo and hopefully get a speed boost on Feraligatr. Start with Protect. And Feraligatr is probably going to attack Pelipper, but I don't know for sure. And hopefully Pelipper will be able to knock out Scizor. Sharpedo uses Protect. Scizor uses Bullet Punch on Pelipper. And Feraligatr uses Double Edge on Pelipper. Man, that was bad. Feraligatr is damaged by the recoil. Sharpedo gets a speed boost. Go Basculegion. Now my only hope is that my Pokemon are faster. Question is, which one of mine is faster? He withdraws Scizor. Sends in Sinistra. Nice move. Sinistra's ability, Hospitality, heals Feraligatr. Feraligatr uses Protect. Interesting. I'm just going to give Sharpedo more speed. Basculegion uses Lash Effects. It's super effective on Sinistra. Sinistra is down. My opponent sends in Sableye. What's it gonna do? Maybe both my Pokemon are faster than Feraligatr. Sharpedo used Crunch on Feraligatr. It doesn't knock it out. It's at 9%. And Basculegion is faster and is able to knock it out. Feraligatr is down. Ooh, that was clutch. Sableye uses Foul Play on Basculegion. Knocks it out in one hit. It's super effective. You got a knockout from both sides there. The rain has stopped. Sharpedo speed is raised by 1 stage. The opponent sends out Scizor. They have 2 Pokemon left and I only have 1. I'm gonna have to do what I can and knock out Scizor first, I think. Maybe Sableye doesn't have a move they can use on me. Yeah, that's right. You can't use priority moves. You can't use Prankster. Prankster ability does not work on Dark-type Pokemon. Sharpedo gets the crunch in on Scizor, knocks it out, and my opponent forfeits because he probably doesn't have a move from Sableye that's good against Sharpedo. Let's go! Even though he used Dragon Dance on his Feraligatr, my Sharpedo and my Basculegion both were still faster. That is a dub. Okay, everybody, I think I'm going to end on a good one. That was fun doing those battles. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to end on a good battle. I'm in the top 60,000. Rank 4 Master Ball tier double battles on Pokemon Champion. Still rocking the Rain team. In fact, I've got more water Pokemon now than I did before. Thanks once again. I'm going to actually read the chat here from the Lester K. We battled earlier. He said, I asked him what he meant by hoping to capitalize on double ups, and what he meant was the first game I did Hurricane Ice Beam on Venusaur, and he was thinking he could get a free Swords Dance. Aha! I see, because game 3, it went a little differently. I ended up attacking his King Gambit, and he was not able to get an attack off, and I was able to knock it out, putting the game in my favor that much more. Thank you once again for tuning in. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.